Hey everybody, how's it going? I might have some people dropping by at some point, but I'm not 100% sure. Sent a link to Chris, Jim, other Chris, Steve, Pitmonk, bunch of people. So maybe at some point they'll join. But I am just here to see how all of your New Year's went. And I apologize if you can hear the grandfather clock in the back. I'm sure you see that. Yeah. Uh, it's just kind of been there and it's really annoying. I should really move it somewhere else. Uh, so this New Year's, I just went to a hookah bar like I do every single fucking New Year's. Uh, Nothing new. I'm a creature of habit. Nothing really exciting happened. Although for Christmas, people got me alcohol, like a lot of alcohol. Uh, I got 2 bottles of rum from 2 different people, and then a bottle of sake from another person. Yeah. Uh, so I think people think that I'm more of an alcoholic than I actually am. Kind of a, I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, yeah, I do drink quite a bit, but it's not too much. Hey, Alicia, good to see you. Happy New Year. Uh, oh, and actually, uh, you popping into the chat just reminded me. I was supposed to be on the fucking DP 24-hour show. Uh, but they just like never called me. Like for like the last 2 hours, somewhere in there. I was watching the stream. I was like, I'll probably get in there at some point. There's like never even did not happen. Whatever, I'm not too salty about it. Hello, Rachel. How are you? How was everyone's New Year? Uh, I'm gonna guess, Alicia, you were probably watching the whole. You were probably watching the DP stream. I mean, I was watching a good part of it too. I also got some intel about what's going on with Mrs. Milwaukee. If you guys want to hear the dirt, it's not really that dirty. It's not really bad. I just find it amusing. Uh, Fucking, they're trying to set up a conference in Texas, which is like whatever. Okay, do what you need. Uh, but it wouldn't really make sense with the Mythicist Milwaukee label. Uh, and I guess that's okay because they're rebranding to just be, instead of Mythicist Milwaukee, Myth Information. And I'm like, that's just stupid. What they're doing is just stupid. They haven't changed the name of the YouTube channel yet. And apparently they want to start getting, you know, their channel more viewership. And they're just totally lost on what they're doing wrong. It's like we have all these big names coming on, but nobody's really watching. It's like you guys don't really make engaging content. I mean, like not a lot of people are watching our stuff, but at least we're trying. Uh, we do have some stuff in the works. I have, hold on, let me count. 6, 9, 12, 13, 14. I have 14 books that I'm going to be using for the Golden Calf video, and then like 8, yeah, 8 papers. A lot of stuff. It's a lot of research. So I'm glad that everyone who's been waiting for that video is waiting so patiently, because it is a lot of reading to get through. This rabbit hole is a lot bigger than I thought it was. I was obviously looking into the connection between Aaron and Jeroboam. because that one's just been noted for forever. And then while looking up research, it seems like Jeroboam was trying to copy Solomon, and Solomon, uh, and what did fucking Solomon do? Hold on, I have some notes somewhere. I'm not sure where they are. And then Solomon. Oh, I think someone. I'm not really swayed by this argument, but someone was arguing that the the altar that Gideon destroyed was apparently a calf altar, and I'm like, well, I mean, it's possible, uh, but it's a huge rabbit hole. There's so much shit on this. Goes a lot deeper than I thought. And then, I have to find stuff on calf worship in general. That's a lot harder to find than that sounds. Obviously, like there's a bunch of stuff on Wikipedia, but the sources listed for it like aren't really super in depth, and I want to get something that's super in depth. Excuse me. What did the chat do this new year? I got a bunch. Well, I got nothing. I just went to a bar, uh, alone because that's what I do, and I just kind of smoked. Yeah, the calf was probably a symbol of multiple gods, probably El, Baal at some point, uh, a whole the whole shit ton. Apis, the Hurrians had one too. Uh, there's a lot of calf worship going on. And I was looking into this. There were also, it's extinct now, but there were these like just bigger bulls and bigger cows. Uh, I have to find what they were called, but they were huge. They were like almost twice as big, and there is actual evidence of that. So they were seen as these symbols of strength. So it makes sense to worship them. Uh, but yeah, it was probably just a bleed over from uh, the Canaanite cult. But I'm still trying to find a bunch of stuff on the surrounding areas as well. Times Square stream. I watched a bit of that because I forget who was covering it, but Times Square seems to be just a shitty place to celebrate New Year's. Like you're just kind of locked in there. And if you want to get out, you really can't. Uh, Oryx. Yep, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Thank you. Ugh. Haven't really stopped smoking since New Year's too. Just kind of keeps going. But it's really just a year-round thing, so that's nothing new. I think there was maybe one day last year when I didn't smoke. And that's because I was probably like off doing something else. I've also been slowly breaking up my mythology course, uh, because it was set up in such a strange way. We didn't really cover things in good chunks. So now that it's over, I'm cutting it up into things that make sense. Good amount of stuff to cover. I'm probably going to be talking about at least one of the papers that I had to write. I had to do something on. We had to pick some story that we went over, and we had to talk about it. Its meaning and shit. And I don't get straight up meaning from those stories. The only way I can get meaning from those stories is if I understood the historical context. So for the paper, I went out of my way to do that, even though I was told I didn't have to do that. But I couldn't write a paper without knowing the context. It would have been like trash. Would have been pseudo intellectual nonsense. I did not want to do that. Found some good sources for it though. I'm probably gonna go in depth into that in my Artemis episode because my paper was on Artemis and Actaeon. I like that story. I think it's cool. Metamorphosis is just a great bunch of stories. Let's see if people are receiving the links, or at least seeing them. Looks like some of them did. I tried to get Hellbent in here too, but he's doing something, obviously. Busy guy, I'm guessing, when he's not gaming. Wonder if my cat's down here. Nah, think he's somewhere else. There are a surprising number of parallels between Aaron and Jeroboam, by the way. A surprising amount. I knew that there were at least 3, like just from reading the stories, but then I read a paper by, who are the authors here? Moses Aberbach and Livy Smoller. This paper is from 1967. Jesus. Those guys are probably dead. Yeah, there are 13 parallels. It's fucking nuts. Some of them are more superficial than others, but it's still interesting to note. And I'm not even sure how I want to format the video, because there's just so much stuff. I have to spend some time just outlining it. And because of all this stuff and how much it bounces around from story to story, it's a little difficult. I'm sure I'm sure doing the research would actually be easier if I knew exactly how I was going to talk about it. I'm probably going to have to message some people about that because I want to have a good product. I think this is a really interesting topic that has not been covered in quite the way I'm going to be covering it, at least on YouTube. So I really want people to like it. I have an article about the Golden Calf narrative. Depends on the article. Uh, I have a good amount of papers. I've sifted through a lot. There was one paper that was just making a ridiculous fucking argument that I couldn't even. That was just. It was just mind-numbingly stupid. So I was just like, no, I'm not even going to use that paper. So tell me the name of the paper, and I may have already reviewed it. I went through a lot of stuff on JSTOR and academia.edu. So there's a chance I may have read it. I mean, I'm sure there are way more papers on the Golden Calf. But yeah, let me know the name, and I'll tell you if I've seen it. Okay, let's see if I have that one. Behold your gods, O Israel. Is that the one that I've been reading? No. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can find that one. I probably can somewhere. Oh, is it just this thing on Word on is that in the Bible.wordpress. I try not to use like blogs and stuff. Not that it's necessarily bad. Uh, I'm just trying to go a more academic route for this. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of great stuff in here. Yeah, it looks like there is a lot of good stuff. Actually, I'll take a look at this if this is the one that you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely take a look at this. This actually looks interesting. I think I've read one of this guy's articles. Actually, I'm not sure if it's a guy or girl. I have no idea. Uh, but I have read one of the articles before. I forget what it was on. Yeah, and he's referencing Hosea 2. And the Zadokites. Yep. Okay. This is a lot of the stuff that I'm just kind of skimming it. Uh, yeah, this is a lot of the stuff that I've been kind of reading through. So it looks like him and I have viewed a lot of the same stuff. But that looks good. Thank you. Sent out a good amount of links. Whatever. Shit happens. Hopefully, I think I'm gonna try to, actually right now, I'm going to put this channel into our Nightbot, and that'll just pop up. I feel like it'll be a lot easier because people have had trouble finding this channel. Yeah, that's what smokers call breathing. Yeah, people have had trouble finding this channel, so I should just put a link through the Nightbot thing. So during the stream, it'll pop up. That'll be a lot easier. I initially sent Chris a link to this, and he tried going into the Hangout on his phone, didn't work. Told him to get on a desktop, and he just said he didn't want to. And then when I told him that would be a lot easier and it would actually work, he was like, "I'm not at home." I think he's fucking lying. That's what I think. He's telling fibs. Oh yeah, Shamgar. Yeah, he can't. Oh my god, he only had like a few verses, if I remember correctly. Like it just said he was a judge and then he died, right? I think that was him. I think that was Shamgar. Let's see. This Nightbot thing is really cool. So if anyone, you know, if anyone watching this decides to do some streaming, I suggest Nightbot. It means we gotta chill a lot less, and that's good, I think. And looks like my cat is down here using the toilet. Well, not you know what I mean. Where the hell is it? Here it is. Okay. Okay. Great. Fantastic. Yeah, new year. 2019. Do you guys have any New Year's resolutions? Cuz I have one. Mine is to just read more. Uh because although I read a lot, I should read more because the amount of books that I have to get through is just it's continually growing. Uh and I can't really keep up with it. So I figure that if I concentrate on reading more, hopefully I'll get through those a lot faster. Uh, get yourself more antiquated. I'm gonna guess you mean more antiquated with Greek mythology. I mean, we've never like actually spoken, but you seem like a very intelligent person. So I'm sure that my Greek mythology series is not gonna help you on that. It's the very basic stuff. But yeah, Greek mythology is really cool. I like it. Let's see. Okay, there we go. My cat just likes to make a whole lot of noise. No, that's totally fair. I don't blame you. Next semester, I'm taking a class on Egyptian civilization, so I'm probably gonna do the same thing with that class as I did with the mythology course. So hopefully people enjoy that. I know jack shit about. I mean, I know some stuff about Egyptian civilization, but not a lot. I am just I'm just really hoping to get done with this next semester because uh, you might be thinking the sound, it might be the cat. He's, covering up his business, but there also might be something else. Not sure what it is because I don't hear anything other than that. And he kind of stopped. I was going to say something, forgot what it was. That's a bummer. Hmm. Wasn't the cat. I'm not sure what it is then. We have this I think it's like a water pump in the back. Uh, and it just likes to make a lot of noise randomly. And I have no idea how loud it actually is. May have been the mic. There have been some complaints about that in the past, where it occasionally it occasionally just kind of trips out. And I have no idea why that happens. Yeah, I'm just hoping to get done with this next semester because I have to pass English 101 and 102 before I can take any foreign language courses. So before I take Greek and Hebrew, I have to pass those. I passed 101, and now I am going to be going into 102, and I just don't like English courses. Don't like writing courses. Uh, so I'm not super excited. But after that, I should be okay. Just going head forth should be all right. All right. Nightbot's good. essays and stuff, not the best things to do. Yeah, I I agree. It's we had to write like 2 papers a week for English 101, and I just thought that was nuts. Like, why is that even legal? I mean, it wasn't that bad. The way it was set up, it was easy to follow. So I was all right. The last course I took when I was initially going back in 2012, uh, it was just set up so poorly. The teacher sucked, and yeah, just did not do well in that class. I mean, I just ended up not going after a while because it was just horrible. And it was only one paper a week, but it was set up in such a way where it was just hard to follow, just impossible to follow. I mean, writing isn't, really my greatest strength, but hopefully I can get through all these courses and come out all right at the end. I might go for a master's eventually. I'm not sure if I'll be doing a PhD ever because since I'm going half time, it'll probably take twice as long too. Uh, and that's a lot of years. That would be like what, 24 years? Damn, that's a long time. I don't know. Maybe at some point I can like stabilize enough where I can go full time. But I feel like it'd be smarter to do that earlier on, honestly, while all the easy stuff is going. My greatest strength? I have no idea, honestly. I have absolutely no clue. Some people have said it has been my passion for things, but I wouldn't call that a strength. Um, I'm not sure. Does knowing a lot about pirates count as a strength? Other than that, I can't really think of much. You know, I have to I have to get another bookcase because initially when I was, first building up my library, I was like, okay, uh 5 shelves, uh it's a fairly tall bookcase. Not super wide, maybe like 2 feet wide. I was like, that's gonna take a while to fill up. It was not. It did not take a while to fill up. It was actually a very short amount of time. So I'm probably gonna have to get another one because now I have more books than I have space to store them, at least on the bookcase. And I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I like having, you know, a bunch of books on a bookcase. I want to make sure all of my books can fit on there. Did everyone drink a lot this New Year's? Because I really didn't. Just putting a coal on. This is so I can continue to give myself cancer. Well, I mean, yes and no. Uh, because I see that there are more people watching. So there are some people not in the chat. But yeah, okay. I mean, it's good to know that you didn't, I guess, unless you like to drink. I have no idea. I mean, as long as, nothing bad happened, congratulations. Oh my god. That was fucking ridiculous. I'm gonna have to solve that. So there's so while the coal's lighting, there was this little chunk of coal that just kind of flew off and it landed in my plate. Gotta make sure it's out. Little chunk there. And I just used my fucking spoon to do it. That was probably a bad idea. Looks like there was another piece that fell off. No idea where it went though. I think this is it. Yeah, it was a fairly small piece. It didn't light, so that's good. Didn't burn myself while picking that up. I should also start making more to-do lists. Because usually when I have a to-do list, I get all this stuff done in a timely manner. But then when I don't have one, things just kind of, I don't know, I always end up missing something. And sometimes I end up not completing some of the things that were on there, like in my mind. So I should really actually do that. I have to create a new channel today for me, Jim Majors, and Chris Hansen. That's a Bible history skeptic. And we still can't decide on a name. I keep pressuring them. I'm like, guys, if you don't like the name I have for us, help me with the fucking name. Because the best I could come up with was the Unheavenly Hosts. But apparently that's like an okay placeholder. But still, it's like, come on, guys, work with me a bit. There's 3 of us, and we're talking about, Bible stuff. So we want to have it be some sort of biblical reference. Godless heathens. I think we're trying to find something more specific. I mean, we could probably use a lot of stuff. We're probably looking in the wrong places, honestly. I think Jim had the idea of, was it Sons of Kronos? I think, yeah, that was Jim's idea, Sons of Kronos. Because that would be Poseidon, Zeus, and Hades. And they called the other one, so I would have to be left with Poseidon. Biblical nerds. I'm not sure if that'll get a lot of traction. It might. I mean, we're kind of being spawned from the Non Sequitur show in a way, because Steve McRae was the one that kind of put us all together to do it. So it might work. Anyways, actually, I know he meant this ironically, but Jim suggested that we call ourselves 3 horsemen looking for a fourth. I liked that one. I thought that one was pretty good. If there's 3 of you, you can use the word Trinity. Yeah, we're trying to throw that in somewhere. But the best one that was taken was the Unholy Trinity. But that is already Aaron Ra, Matt Dillahunty, and Seth Andrews. I don't think they like legally have it or anything. They don't even have like a channel, but they did like the speaking tour where they were using that name, and I'm not sure how they would feel about it. I mean, I could ask Aaron, but I don't know Seth that well. I kind of know Matt, but like I don't even I don't want to like use that name that they were using, even though it was just for one speaking tour. Naming things is hard. Uh, I don't know. I'll probably think of something. Maybe I'll get drunk and think of it. When I'm drinking, my inhibitions are lowered and my mind just kind of goes places. And oh, phone, what do you want? Words with friends? What? I still have that? Jesus fuck. There's this one guy who goes on all of our videos, and he's like just the super Christian dude. And first of all, he misunderstands the things we say. Second of all, he doesn't actually present arguments. He just threatens us with hell. And this comment was pretty funny, I thought. This is on the recent classical mythology video. He said Zeus is just a mythological dogma. Now he ends it with a mythological dogma for going to hell, but it's just really funny that he would say that, because he also said in that same comment, God formed the world, sin deformed us, but Jesus came to transform your body, soul, and the spirit. So that was just lack of self-awareness, I guess, as is tradition. No, that's not his name. His name is Mark Anthony, because of course it is. How do you guys feel about black licorice? I used to hate it. Uh, but now I don't, because there's a hookah flavor called Double Apple, and it's just basically black licorice. And every Arab person you will ever meet that smokes hookah smokes Double Apple, because it's just the thing. It's just what they do. And after going to hookah bars for so long, just kind of grew on me. Black licorice. I haven't actually had like any actual black licorice, like candy or anything, since I was a kid. But I'm enjoying the flavor. I'm not sure if I would enjoy the candy. Don't like licorice in general. That's fair. That's totally fair. Man, I gotta fucking clean this shit off. Jesus. I used my fucking spoon to break the coal part, because I didn't want it like just getting super hot on the plate. I have to clean off that spoon before I use it. I gotta remember that. Because I am almost positive that charcoal does not taste good. Never had it, and I don't really want to try. I don't know. Maybe we can do something with Trinitarian. Maybe a reference to some sort of Christology. Who's better, Zeus or Yahweh? Ooh. uh, that's rough. I mean, they both have a bunch of issues. Uh, you know what? I'm just gonna go with Zeus. His life just seems more interesting, or his divine life, whatever, just seems more interesting. Yahweh is just like murder if you disagree with me. Like that's all it is. Like there's nothing super fascinating about Yahweh in general. It's just like different ways of killing people for the most part. Like there's some plenty of interesting stories in the Bible, but they're the characters that are interesting are not Yahweh. I'm probably gonna end the stream for now, do some stuff, maybe get through this reading because I really don't have that much more to read through. But for everyone that did join, that did watch, even for a little bit, thank you. I'm not sure how often I'll be streaming on this channel, but I'll definitely be, popping in from time to time. I actually got some guests planned that I can let you guys know about before I head out of here. Let's see, where's my fucking calendar? There it is. So on the 6th, we have the Godless Iowan. If you guys don't know who that is, I think he just recently hit 3,000 subscribers. I think his name now might be Philosophically Godless. I'm not sure. That's what it is on Twitter, but I'm not sure if he changed the name of his channel. So he's coming on the 6th. Then on the 13th, we have David Smalley he's the host of Dogma Debate. Great show. And then at some point, we're obviously going to have Landon back on this month. And then the other week, we haven't really decided on it yet. But one of the weeks, we're going to have Landon on. Then another week, we're probably going to have Hellbent on. He was on once before with his smooth baritone voice. Good. He does he had a really good reading, and people very much enjoyed it. So it'd be cool to have him back on. But yeah, that's the plan for now. Hopefully, I can finish the fucking Golden Calf script and the Forged Fiction on Revelations. There's a good amount of reading I have to do for that too. But whatever. I sure hope you guys stick around and enjoy the upcoming content. Thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you guys later.